Oh, hey everybody. Looks like we got a bit of a delay going on here. I'm also going to close that blind behind me. Pardon me. I still got a lot. Okay, over here. They say to let in natural light, but it looks like crap. So, how about some unnatural light? That doesn't look much better now, does it? Yeah, that's why I'm calling this a test, folks. I've got two appearances coming up tonight, and I want to try a couple of different recordings for them. I don't know if anybody's on this morning or if you could see this or not, but good morning. Hope everybody's doing well out there. Um, just pardon me for a second. Let's see. I'm pretty pale this morning. Of course, I am, but there's no need to exacerbate that. Yeah, first couple minutes of this is going to be pretty useless. Fortunately, nobody seems to be on, so that's okay. Let's see. There's some more light that doesn't seem to. Well, for a second there, that didn't look too bad. I don't know. I'm always envious of the people that can just come on and they're right into it, whereas I've got to do all of this preparing thing. It looks like one person is watching. Don't be shy. Announce yourself. Um, yeah, send out another message. Oh, hi, honey. It's my wife, Sarah. By the way, I just want to reiterate that people seem to really like the episode that Sarah and Lily did talking about 80s 80s fashions when it came to album covers and things. And if you're subscribed, which I hope you are, please hit subscribe. If you're a fan of this channel and you just haven't gotten around to hitting subscribe, I would say please do. Um, you'll see there's another episode premiering in just over a week, and it's the same type of episode. Sarah and Lily talk about album covers, this time from the 70s, and I think this one's even more amusing to get a younger person's perspective on things that maybe older folks like us kind of took for granted. Yeah, this is what people looked like. Whereas Lily's like, why did they look like this? Or in rare cases, that actually looks kind of cool. So, yeah, I've got a very, very special thing coming up in just over, I'm going to say, well, right now, about 3 hours and 20 minutes. Brand new deep dive on Tim's Vinyl Confessions. And if you're subscribed, you know the premiere. I'm gonna start talking about Kansas. I did the entire um Y&T discography with John the Music Nut, and that was great. And I got to talk to Aaron Lee and John Nyman. That was fantastic. And now I'm turning my attention to another one of my favorite bands, and that would be Kansas. So um Mr. Jeff Wagner, who I've talked to before, is sitting in on the first couple of episodes. This morning or later today, we're going to be talking about the debut album. So looking forward to that coming up. I'm looking forward to making a couple of appearances tonight on episodes that are being recorded. I won't give any more details than that, but it's always a pleasure when people think to ask, "Hey, would you like to take part?" And if I can, I will. So yeah, um, I've got some things displayed. Eagle-eyed watchers will see in the background that yeah, I'm kind of prepped for tonight. Hey, Mike. Good morning. Thanks for popping along. It's 5 minutes in, and really, you haven't missed much. I've just reiterated, well, in Mike's case, reiterated stuff that he would already know. Actually, good opportunity. I should say that stop playing with this light, Tim. Yeah, I don't know. I cannot. Can't happen. Um, yeah, this is the one remaining Kiss T-shirt that I have that hasn't been used to make art somewhere around this room. This is from the '98 Cycle Circus tour when Matt and I saw them in Portland, Maine, and still on morning coffee here. Um, oh yes, Grant's Rock Warehouse. Very cool episode that Grant and Mike did going through the Skid Row catalog. I may not agree with everything, but it was a great episode and it was informative. And one thing that I do want to say, and I fully agree with Mike, is that when when a catalog gets reissued or when there's a big box set, it's very disappointing when there are obvious things that should be included and they aren't. And you wonder if it's a rights issue or you wonder if they just had somebody doing it that didn't really know the band and didn't really know the band, because there are things out there. One thing I'm positive is not on that set, even though I don't own it, is Skid Row's cover of Holiday in the Sun. Um, and someone might say, well, yeah, but that came out on Mercury Polygram. Okay, well, explain to me why I have the UK single to Wasted Time on Atlantic Records and the B-side is Holiday in the Sun. There are ways to get around these label issues. Yeah. So, yeah. And not reissuing both of the alternate tracks that appeared on the two different versions of Slave to the Grind. Why? That was a huge album. It's not like nobody knew about it, and it was a pretty big deal at the time. Because this was the days before people just reissued multiple versions of the same album when it came out. This was a pretty big deal having two different ones to get, and you'd think that they would. I don't want to keep you from your coffee run, Mike. I'll probably still be blathering on here, so you go ahead and make your coffee run if you want. You only have the 7-inch of Wasted Time. So do I. And it's got Holiday in the Sun on it. I'm going to go get it. I'm just make sure I didn't make that up or dream it. I can hear the dogs going crazy downstairs. That's always great. Unless this is some special version of it, but yeah, so Skid Row, Wasted Time, and the B-side is Holiday in the Sun. And you can see there's an ad for Slave to the Grind and also something else that should be reissued and should have been part of this set. They should have put a Blu-ray out that had all of Skid Row's home videos, including Oh Say Can You Scream. So this must be a different version. What does the CD itself looks like? It's got the CD itself, the record itself. Sorry. So it's got a small hole label, but there it is, Holiday in the Sun. They're calling it Holidays at the Sun. I don't know. Whatever. But the UK were notorious for putting out alternate versions of singles. So, hey, Ches, good morning. Watch for Ches. Speaking of Skid Row, watch for Ches sitting in with me this coming Monday. We are talking about the new Sebastian Bach album. And a lot of you out there know that I've got something in the works. I can't quite talk about yet, but we're very, very close to being able to make an announcement, and I'm just going to leave it at that. But it's very exciting, and I hope people respond to it in a big way. Yeah, honestly, this was the idea behind this was to test out my new wireless mic, but I think that there's a problem with the receiver, which is why I got this one out, which seems to be working okay. Um, there is a slight delay I'm noticing when I'm watching myself here. It's kind of weird, like a Doppler effect. Well, reverse Doppler effect. You hear it before you see it, eh? See, I did that before I actually did it. You know what I'm saying? What's Mike saying over here in the chat? Oh, okay, he's okay, great. Let's see. um, yeah, I don't announce these live things, but they are good to do once in a while. Let me see. What do we got coming up? Well, I already said a couple of the upcoming episodes and our um, deep dive series. Hey, Todd. Good morning. How you doing? Todd's another one that knows what I'm talking about when I say I've got something I'm waiting on announcing. I can't quite talk about it yet. Um, but like I said, all in good time and it'll be worth the wait. And it's coming down to just making it as good as it can possibly be. I have I've got some I've got some I'm behind on books. There's two books I haven't really had a chance to dig into yet, and once I do, I want to have the authors on and talk to them. One is someone I've had on before, and the other is someone who I've only just gotten to know, but I'm really looking forward to chatting, and I'm really looking forward to digging into the book. So yeah, um, it's interesting. I had to go get groceries yesterday. I know big news, but it's one of the few times I get to listen to car radio. 18 in Life came on one of the stations, and I will never turn the channel when 18 in Life comes on. And man, what a well-written song. Um, and not your average power ballad. I've heard people talk about murder ballads. Would that be a murder ballad? Of the late 80s? There weren't a lot of them. Um, but it kind of is. And I love the fact that, I Remember You is a great song. I Remember You is I don't mean this in a bad way, but it's your pretty typical power ballad. It's a love song. It reached number 6, which is admirable. Janie's Got a Gun, awesome. Yes, absolutely. That's another one. It's like an old folk song, right? And but 18 in Life got all the way to number 4. So, yeah. Yeah, can anyone think of some other ones? It's not a ballad per se. What about Uncle Tom's Cabin by Warrant? Would that be one? Um, say we got 4 watching here now. Yeah, okay. I don't know why that might be an episode. Modern uh murder ballads. Oh, You're All I Need by Motley Crue, yeah. I'm just gonna say something right now, and look, this is coming from someone who owns most of the Motley Crue catalog. After hearing, like, all the nonsense they've gone through with Mick Mars and, uh, how Vince Live and that new song they've got out, I'm just annoyed at their continued existence. I think they should have faded into the sunset gracefully, but the grace is gone now. That's all I'm saying, and I'm a fan, you know? But yes, that would do. And yeah, Alice would have a ton of them. I mean, um, gee, you'd think I could think of one right now, but I can't. Thanks, Todd. Yeah, like I said, I'm a fan, but not in recent years. Um, I got thinking about it too. Well, yeah, was when I was talking to Chaz about Alice opening for Motley Crue. It should be the other way around, but, you know, oh, yeah, yes, thanks, Ches. Yeah, we a lot of fun doing that, Toto album ranking, and that was really, really hard because they really don't have a bad album, and they have to fit in somewhere, so it's just interesting how they fit in for the 3 of us on there, and what we thought about them. Yeah, yeah, really interesting stuff. Um, I've got some other episodes planned. They just have to fall into place. I, I I would always rather have a co-host if possible, rather than me just going on. Rufus has just entered the chat. You can see him behind me there. He's looking around. A rated turn back low. Yeah, there you go. Hey, Jax, Mr. Jax Russell. Yeah, let's hear it for Jax. Um, Maiden fans out there, I know we get a lot of them. Um, you've met my buddy John Wetmore. Some of you have met him face to face. He just got himself a CD copy of Made in Japan, which is the full concert, which I didn't know existed. I don't know how official it is, but it looks cool. There. Now I see the importance of having a co-host. Now I got a co-host. I got that delay. There's Rufus right there. It is a bootleg. Still pretty cool though. I mean, I get it's one of those things where you're like, well, I didn't know they recorded the whole show, but if you're going to go through the trouble of recording, why would you stop after 5 songs? So, of course, Harrison has it. um, I do know that the 5 song Made in Japan existed when Castle reissued the Maiden catalog in 95, 96, because the Killers reissue had it as a bonus CD, but not a standalone and not with the cover. So there you go. Yeah, there you go. I just barely beat Mike to the punch, but of course he would know about such things. So yeah, um, looking around. Oh, I don't know if she's on this morning, but Chrissy from Y&T fan page sent me something very cool I've never showed, actually. This is a souvenir from a Y&T show at the Quarry Park Amphitheater in, where is this? Rockland, California. That's pretty cool. And what's really cool is, as of talking about this, I've talked to 2 of these guys, which is awesome. What an honor. So thanks, Chrissy, for sending me that. Um, Yeah, what's happening? What do people want to talk about here? This is it's kind of good having some people on, and yeah, I know we're all on different time zones here. I've got some more episodes coming up in the week to come. Um, like I said, it's always a compliment to be asked to take part in some of these shows. Um, An album in review. I want to get folks' opinion on this. These are the little 3-minute videos I've been posting on Fridays. Are people enjoying these? I get some traction out of them, but I just wonder if it's worth continuing to do them. I also want to give a shout out to Chris Preston for sending me his work in progress spreadsheet of confirmed album release dates, because he already he already corrected me on a couple of albums I was going to talk about because I had the wrong dates for them. It's amazing. Wikipedia gets them wrong, and then I think most admins on most band pages just use Wikipedia, even though you could research and find evidence that it's not possible for this album to have not been released on this date, because 3 weeks ago or 3 weeks before that, it already entered the Billboard chart. Um, Okay, so we've got we've got differing opinions. Mike thinks they might be too short. Todd likes the 3-minute videos. Yeah, and Chris is an encyclopedia of release dates, and he's got the facts to prove it. And yeah, Rick Emmett Diamonds. Yeah, I've talked privately with Mike about this. I never got into Rick's solo career. For whatever reason. I did buy the Resolution 9 that he put out in 2016. I thought that was really good. I bought it. I mean, he was smart enough. There was enough bait on it to get me to buy it. It had Alex Lifeson on a couple of tracks. Um, by Chaz, a best of the family. Um, it had a couple Alex Lifeson and James Labrie on a couple of tracks, and then of course he had the big, the big Triumph reunion on the Grand Parade. Um, but if I was going to get something else by him, a best of would probably be it. But yeah, I just never thought Saved by Love was okay, but yeah, um, you guys know me. I don't always rush out and get the solo side projects, which you may be thinking you got the new Sebastian Bach album. Yes, I did, and Jez and I are going to tell you why on Monday. So, um, yeah. Speaking of well, not rock paper merch per se, I have been waiting for something I ordered quite a while ago from Music Bar, and I've ordered from them before, so I know it'll get here. It's just taking its sweet time, and that is the Coney Hatch postcard from Germany vinyl that I did not get on Record Store Day. So, kind of hoping that makes its way to me soon. Um, well, I know the setup works, which is good. That's what I wanted to find out. So, yeah, I haven't got much more to say, guys. Thanks everybody for watching this morning, and we're 3 hours away from the premiere of the Kansas Deep Dive with myself and Jeff Wagner. I would encourage everyone to tune into that. And yeah, we'll talk to you later. We'll do this again. Thanks everybody for popping on, and see you later. Have a great weekend.